It's game over. How could I have any fucking time with all this weight on my shoulder?
What you saying, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management. It's Financial Friday, and in today's video, I want to give you guys an important lesson about money. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I think this pandemic has really, exposed a lot of people. It's exposed, small businesses. It's exposed huge businesses. It's exposed, airlines, cruise ships, all those kind of things. But I think it's important for you and me and, anyone who watches this video, anyone who watches, these kind of videos on YouTube, to understand exactly what's going on in your life. When it comes to money, a lot of people think that, the rich are rich because they have money. They can make more money easily. A lot of people don't realize that if they had the same money as the rich had, they'll be poor within minutes. You need to understand that there's a reason why a lot of lottery winners go broke quickly. It is not because they don't have enough money. It's not because they don't have a lot of money. They have enough money. They have more than enough money. What do they do with it? How do they use it? What road did they take? What path did they take when they get to that money? So I want to, make you guys understand that a lot of people, let's say, have $1,000, and a lot of people can make that $1,000 really easily. Here's the issue now. A lot of people cannot keep that $1,000. A lot of people can't spend that $1,000 wisely. A lot of people don't even understand what they should be doing with that $1,000 regarding, the position they're in. So since we've mentioned $1,000, I want to tell you guys this. If you cannot manage $1,000, you cannot manage $10,000. Guess what? If you can't manage $10,000, you can't manage $20,000, $30,000, $100,000. You may think because, you got only $55 in your bank account, that if you had $55,000, you'd be way better off. That is not the case. How did you get down to that $55? Because you spent irresponsibly. You spent on the wrong things. You wasted money. You didn't, you weren't smart with it. You didn't save, you didn't invest. Those kind of things have led you to that point. So a lot of people think, like I said, oh, I can make more money. If I make more money, well, I can make $1,000. I'm going to work next week, I'm going to make more money. Oh, I've got, my own smartwatch company. I can make more money. That, again, is not the case. All of you need to understand that it doesn't matter how much you make. It's not always about how much you make. If you can't save 40% of your income, if you don't know how to invest 40% of your income, if you spend 70, 80% of your income constantly, you're not going to succeed when it comes to having more money. You're not going to do well when it comes to handling more money. It's not going to benefit you to receive more money because you're going to spend more money. That's just part of your nature. That's how you are. That's what lifestyle you live. Spending 40% of income on things you want is not going to get you very far. Sometimes, I'm sorry, you guys need to understand, you just need to slow down, relax, think about what you really want, think about your financial future, think about, what you want to do in the future, think about who you want to become. There are times you need to just ask yourself, do I really need this? You're going to realize the answer is no. When you start to do that more often, when you start to think about those kind of things, ask yourself those kind of questions, take into consideration the situation you're in, you'll be much better off in the long run. I guarantee you, if you just ask yourself sometimes, do I really need this? You look at yourself and think, do I really need these pair of shoes? Do I really need those jeans? Am I buying it because I don't have any jeans and I'm gonna, be going to certain events in the future? Or am I buying it because these are the jeans that my favorite rapper wears? Am I buying it because I want to show these off on Instagram? Am I buying them because, I don't really have money, but I need to look nice for my friends? What is your reason for buying things? What are you doing? How are you spending your money? Again, if you can't, stop spending 40% of your income, 40% of your paycheck on things you want because you need to buy them, you're not going to get very far. You don't just suddenly learn how to manage money by amassing more of it. You need to have financial literacy. And this goes back to my point before. This is why a lot of lottery winners lose it all. They don't have financial literacy. Maybe it's not their fault. Maybe they're so used to managing only maybe 20,000, 30,000 a year, and suddenly they have to manage $1 million within a few minutes. Maybe it's not their fault that they're in that position. But my point here is to tell you guys who think that you need more money so you can, live the life you want. That is not always the case. Start off by finding out how exactly you're spending your money right now. What's going out? What's coming in? The gap between your income and your expenses. Is it huge? Is it small? Is it, negative? Find that out. Understand what you're doing wrong. Understand where you're spending money. Understand where your money is going. Understand how much money you're bringing in and how you're bringing that money in. Everyone thinks financial literacy is a side effect of wealth. Financial literacy is not a side effect of wealth. Wealth comes from having financial literacy. Wealth comes from building an empire. Wealth comes from being smart with your money. Wealth is a side income of financial literacy. As I told you guys so many different times before, rich people buy assets. Broke people, financially illiterate people buy liabilities. Now, there are broke people, there are, certain people who buy liabilities before assets, but some, like I said, don't even buy any assets at all. They buy purely liabilities. They buy nice cars, nice watches, a house to live in. They go out and buy food, that looks nice. They go buy expensive food. They buy stuff which is not really what they can afford, but it looks nice, it feels nice, it sounds good to them. You know what feels nice? You know what sounds good? Being financial literate, being smart with your money, having financial freedom, succeeding financially. Not always spending money just because it feels good, because you think it feels good, because it sounds nice. That's not going to get you very far in the long run. So again, back to my original lesson about money. I want you to understand, sometimes you need to start small. If I gave you $5 today, what would you do with it? Would you go out and straight away go and buy, a sub for $4.99? Would you start thinking, what can I do with this? Can I buy an ebook with this? Can I don't know, put it into the stock market and maybe see, even if it's a $2 return, understand that that's like 40% of your money. When you think that way, you might think, okay, if I put $500 in the stock market, I could get a 40% return. Others might think, if I put $5 in, I can only get $2 out. I'm left with $7. What's the difference? It's a little bit more, but what's the difference? That's not the right way of thinking. You need to understand that if it's $5, the way you spend it, the way you think about it, the way you perceive it, that's going to be the difference between you being financially literate and you being pretty much broke. It is so difficult to keep up a lifestyle which you cannot afford. So instead of keeping up a lifestyle that you cannot afford, go and become financially literate. Go and become, someone who invests in their financial life. Go and become someone who invests in themselves, their financial education, understands that money is not always about how much you have. A lot of time it's not about how much you make, because people think they can go and make more. It's a lot of time about how much you can keep, how much you can build with that, how much you can bring back to yourself. Many people, like I said, want to spend 40% on of their income on vacations, on eating out, on clothes, on shoes, on cars, on properties, on liabilities. There is nothing wrong with enjoying your life, having a good time. I agree with you guys when it comes to that. But there is something wrong when you think having more money is going to solve the problem. Creating more money is going to solve the problem. Making more is going to help you out. You're going to be okay when you make more. Rich people are rich because they have more money to play with. That is not the case. Like I've said, wealth comes from you being financially literate. Wealth does not come from you having more money, an abundance of money. Because again, if you can't manage $1, you can't manage 10. You can't manage $1,000, you're not going to manage 10,000. You want to manage 10,000? First learn how to manage $10. You want to learn how to manage $1,000? First learn how to manage $100. I can't stress that enough for you guys. This lesson about money may seem a bit strange to you. Once you really think about it and look deeply behind the message, you're going to understand exactly what I mean. First, learn to value the dollar. First, learn to manage what you have already. When you can, make 50k a year, live off 30k per year, use the other 20k to, 5 in savings, 10 in investments, another 5 in whatever it may be, you guys are going to be on the right path. When you're making 100k a year, but you're spending 80k a year on, liabilities, you're spending another 10k per year on stuff you don't need, guess what? You're not going very far in the long run. I hope you guys understand the message today. I hope you guys use this message, take it into consideration, and actually use it to benefit your life. As always, my aim is to make at least one person better each and every day. One person closer to financial freedom each and every day. One person more financially aware, one person close to success. So hopefully that is you today. Hopefully that will change your perception going forward. That will change your view of money going forward. I hope I've opened you guys' eyes today and shown you guys exactly what you can do with money. So hopefully you guys now understand a little bit about money, and hope you guys enjoyed this lesson about money. Tomorrow is the weekend, and that's where the winners are made. That's where the empire is built. So make sure you guys are back here for another video tomorrow. But that's for this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. See you guys tomorrow for the weekend. I've got money to be making. You've got money to be keeping. See you guys tomorrow for another video. Peace.